With it being confirmed that the Thunderbolts is the final film of Marvel Phase 5, with Ironheart being the final project of Phase 5, I want to go back and look at Phase 5 as a whole and say one positive and one negative about every project that dropped. Here's a quick reminder of everything that was on the slate. We know Blade didn't drop though. That movie is never dropping. Never. If there's a movie that's probably going to be the hardest to find something good to look for, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I'm just going to go with Jonathan Majors just being him. He was doing his thing acting in this movie, for real, for real. Negative? Well, everything else. If I were to pick one that stands out, I'm gonna go with the obvious one, and that's Jonathan Majors Kang losing to a bunch of ants in his first introduction of the character. Like, are you serious, bro? If there's gonna be a movie it's gonna be hard to find a negative for, though, it's gonna be Guardians of the Galaxy 3, because this movie is magnificent. For my positive, I'm gonna go with it's a great final movie for the Guardians, and if they don't come back, I'm pretty satisfied with their ending. If there would be a negative about this movie, I don't know, the fact that it didn't make $1 billion, like, come on, bro. We failed this movie. I'm gonna keep it a band. Is there anything positive about this project whatsoever? Like, Nick Fury lost Aura because of this project. It created one of the most OP characters in Marvel history that they're never going to talk about again. I feel like Marvel wants us to forget this show even dropped, and I don't blame them. Hell, maybe that'll be the positive, that this show is forgettable. My negative is everything that I just mentioned. What? My negative is the fact that this show got created. My negative is the fact that they wrote a script for the show and said, we can go through with the script. Like, what? If there was any point where I thought ChatGPT was writing for Marvel, it was this show, bro. Loki Season 2 was a great ending for the Loki character. Seeing him with all the aura in the world at the end of that show was just mesmerizing. My negative, though, is it's a clear, steep fall off from the first season, in my opinion, at least. Another failed flop by Marvel, man. I'm trying to be positive in this video. I'm really trying, but it's hard with this movie. If I were to say it positive, it's got to be the chemistry between the cast and the fact that this movie is leading us into the X-Men universe being added into the Marvel universe. You feel me? And negative, I can't say that this movie exists again. Maybe I'll go with the fact that this created the biggest Marvel flop of all time, and it's probably the nail in the coffin for a lot of Marvel fans, if I'm being honest. Whenever I see the title What If, the only thing that comes to mind is what if I never watched the show again? No, like, seriously though, this is probably the most useless, worst show that Disney Plus has ever come up with. I actually hate the show. It was so bad, I didn't finish season 1, I didn't finish season 2, I didn't even think about watching season 3, bro. So y'all let me know down in the comments a positive and a negative about this show, because I can't, literally. It's getting harder and harder, bro. This is like a challenge at this point. For my positive, maybe I'll go with the fact that it brought in Kingpin, but they gave him a Hawaiian shirt, bro, so I don't know. My negative, though, is the fact that they gave Kingpin a Hawaiian shirt. Like, hello? Like, what are we doing? Deadpool and Wolverine, bro. Finally, I could talk about something decent at least. Something decent at least. My biggest positive is the fact that this was an event. It was the first Marvel event we've gotten since No Way Home, and it felt pretty damn good to finally be excited for a Marvel movie again. Negative is the fact that this story is kind of trash and won't age well. So this movie is definitely a lightning in the bottle, a strike in the pan, or whatever the fuck the saying is. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna age well, but it definitely did make a name for itself, yeah? Agatha All Along's biggest positive is the fact that it's actually good, bro. I thought this was going to suck. I thought it was gonna be terrible, but it's solid. His biggest negative, though, it's also the fact that the script is kind of butt sometimes. The comedy, sometimes it just feels forced, man. Like, sometimes it just doesn't work sometimes, I can't lie. I have still not finished Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, but if I could give it a positive real quick, it would be the fact that I kind of messed with the animation style. I know it's different. I know it's kind of 3D. I know they probably could have did something a little better, but I think it's cool. Captain America has quite a few positives that I don't think people give it enough credit for, but I gotta go with the obvious one, and that's the fact that they made Red Hulk the most clean, crisp design in a fat minute, and that whole fight sequence was epic, bro. It was awesome. My biggest negative, though, also has to do with the Red Hulk and the fact that they built this whole movie as a mystery, as like a spy mystery-esque film leading up to the Red Hulk reveal, but they show that in the first trailer. So if you see any trailer footage of this movie, you already got spoiled. Like, I know you guys are struggling to put butts in seats, but come on, bro. Y'all could have did better. And the last release we've gotten so far of Phase 5, still got Thunderbolts and Ironheart, is Daredevil Born Again. My positives is we finally got a really, really, really good Disney Plus show. Not to mention, we also got some of the best scenes in Marvel, like that Punisher and Matt scene. But my negative is quite simply the overhaul. The fact that the overhaul happened and we get this wishy-washy, sometimes an old show, sometimes a new show, it's just a little weird.